Hi friends, this is Jessica the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Monday, September 8th. Thank you for stopping by to see what has been going on. It's been 2 weeks, and last week was kind of an unexpected skip of my video. Monday was Labor Day, and over the weekend, we kind of knew that we were maybe going to have to put our little dog down, Libby, and she had been my dog originally before I met my husband and had kids and all that stuff, and she was 13 years old, and so we did end up on Tuesday having to go and put her down just because her quality of life was just not very good anymore. And so it was very sad. Honestly, I did not think I was going to react the way I did to the whole situation. And so it was just a hard week. And so that was on Tuesday. And I had every intention before all of this was happening over the weekend, and I kind of knew maybe we were going to have to do it. I had the intention of making the video, but once that happened, there was no way I was doing Flosstube. And then I had gone to pick up my daughter because I was trying to make everything else about the day completely normal, especially for our kids. And I was going to take her to gymnastics, and I did a pickup at Target, and I was backing out, and another lady was backing out, and we had backup cameras. I don't know what happened, and we ran into each other. Nobody was hurt. No issues except for the car. But of course, all of this is happening right after the stuff with the dog. So that was my Tuesday, right after the long weekend, which was very nice to just after the start to school to have a couple days off. But that was all happening. And then my birthday was on Thursday. So it was a real great week. But I was able to go with my mom, and we went over to Winter Park, and specifically like Park Avenue. There's shops, and it's a really cute little area. And the Rifle Paper store is there, so we went to Rifle Paper, and I picked up a few things for myself and a couple things for an upcoming retreat for some table gifts. And then I did a little bit of clothes shopping, and it was a good break to get out, because being at my house, which I love to be home, I love being at my house, it just felt weird with the dog not being here. And like I said, she was 13, and she pretty much ate and slept. She didn't really interact with us, but it was just the knowing that the dog was with me at the house. And so it was a strange week. Needless to say, it won't be the same at the house, but and I know many of you who have pets understand the feelings, but it's kind of hard to explain. So before that, so after my last video, I did manage to stitch on a few things, and then after that, I just wanted to go to bed at night. I didn't really want to stitch, and I didn't have a lot of energy to do it during the day. I did have a birthday start, and I'll share that on Thursday. And then over the weekend, I did get really inspired from seeing some of the projects that the people were getting at the Quilter Station retreat, and one in particular that I love, the Shakespeare's Peddler project, and that inspired me to get out Kindness Makes Friends. And I don't remember if I think I kept trying to start it, and I wasn't loving my linen, and then I wasn't loving the color combination I was trying to do, and so I just unkitted it and put it away and thought I'll get it out at another time. Well, that other project inspired me to get this one out, and that's what I've been working on the past couple days. And so I'm trying to get it to a point where I can have a little bit of fill-in and bring that to Stitch Florida, which is not this coming end of the week, but next week. I think it's 17th, 18th, something like, 18th or 19th. So I think 18th is when it starts. It's next Thursday. My brain is not really running on all cylinders, I guess you could say. So that being said, that's why I wasn't here. My kids are doing well. We're full into sports, gymnastics, baseball. Football has come back on the TV. So that was also Labor Day weekend, specifically all weekend. This weekend it was football all weekend too. So that's very all consuming at our house, and just trying to stitch when I can, and then also just be with my family. So, all right, on to happier things. Let me show you what I worked on. So I don't remember the order I did any of this stuff. I did get after, I think this was after I watched somebody's video. It might have been, I don't remember, but I got inspired to get out Jack's Bash. And I started this last year with Rika, House of Stitch and Stash. She kept going on hers. I didn't love the linen I started it on. I did not have very much done. I started up in this little flower and had a teeny tiny bit, and then something about it, I couldn't figure it out. The photo, it looks very, very light. And the model was stitched on Abecedarian by R&R, which is definitely it's lighter, but it's also kind of a tan. So I decided to get a piece. I had a piece of Overcast by Cedar River Linen, and I decided to start it on that. And I really was enjoying stitching on this. And my plan kind of was to just try to stick with it as long as I could. And so here's the floss on this linen, and the floss, it's very muted, as I feel like a lot of the fall pieces are very muted. So it's still really hot here in Florida, and I still also haven't decorated, which that is not like me at all for fall or anything. So hopefully this week I can get motivated. I did buy, and of course I left them downstairs because they're from a store you can't really, I don't think you can even order from. But these cute little wooden Halloween decorations. So I thought maybe that would help motivate me to decorate for at least a little bit of fall. I might put a few Halloween things out now. We'll see. But it's hard for me to stitch on or stitch with just these muted colors when I feel like it's still summer here. So that's also why I do feel like I've still been gravitating towards the patriotic things. So I have that going, and that's in my super cute, I love, this was the Home Sweet Haunt fabric that I made a bunch of project bags with, and I love these bags, and putting the projects in the bags makes me so happy. Another project which I had not worked on the week before, so I knew I needed to get it out for this past week, was Floral Motif Sampler. And I was able to get done, I think this was the only part I did, is I finished this motif and I put in my initials and 2025, which there's not an letters or numbers, and I'm not loving the 5, so I think I might still look around. I want to say it was in a Blackbird chart, some numbers, and so I thought I might see if the 5 goes with the other numbers and pick that out and switch it. But this is where I am, and I had a little inkling of maybe I just want to monogamously stitch on this and finish it this month, but then some other things kind of piqued my interest. And I decided I'll keep going slowly on this, but I wasn't going to just work on that. And that's in a lot of the bags I'm using recently are my bags, and I have 2 bags that this is with Tilda. I think this is Sunday Brunch, and these are Creating Memories, I think. I made those before I had gone to the Hobby House retreat. All right, let's see. What is this? Oh, that's just the bag. Oh, and then I skipped over a part. All right, I also started this from Autumn Trio by Brenda Gervais. I started the fox one. I do not have very much on it. Probably just show it on the back of here. So I do have the called for fabric, which is Creme Brulee by R&R, and I'm using all of the called for colors. And so that was this could quickly be finished. And my plan was to try to get these done as quick as I can so I don't lose momentum, and then I of course put it down. This is another way. This is the 3 pillows, so you can see she puts the Hello Autumn in the middle and the other 2 on the sides. That's if you want to do it as one long piece instead of the 3 pillows. But I like the 3 pillows, and I am thinking about putting them in one of the shaker trays I have, or I still want to put together and paint. And in the next couple weeks, I don't really have, I have a couple projects at my house I want to accomplish, like cleaning out projects. But besides that, my plan is to try and sew a little bit. And I did bring a couple older quilts that I have made because I really am in the mood to make some quilts. I want to make a couple bags, project bags, and a couple tote bags, and I'll show you the fabric I got that I really want to use. I'm going to use it for a quilt as well, but I just kind of am in the making mood, and so I want to be sure and do that. Oh, I wanted to put together I think it's called Stitcher's Tray. I forget. It's from Chantel, and Stitch Caddy. And I might use that to put those in. So we'll see. Okay, the next whip was my birthday start, and I did post about this. And this is in my newest bag from Nicole's Needlework. And I was able to get this in her sale she had. And it came with this little notions. And it is Goodness and Mercy by Teresa Kogut. So, so, so pretty. And this is much bigger than I thought it was. I guess I didn't really look at the dimensions, but this thing is quite large. So I am using, and I need to put these on drops. These are the colors I was using. I'm using the conversion from the Attic Needlework, and this is one of, or the, I forget if they had a second one. I want to say maybe Ren Sampler also. They're the samplers of the month at the attic. And so I'm pretty sure through the month of September, if you order all 3 parts, which is the chart, the floss, and the fabric, you get some percentage off. Or if you order the floss and the fabric, that's a smaller percentage. You do have to order the silks, I think. Their conversion, you can't, I don't think you can order the cotton. You might be able to. I know for sure you can't order the DMC and get the discount. But I already had the chart. I just needed the silks and the fabric. And the fabric is Dusty Road. Okay, here's the, I'm trying to figure out how to show this and it's not flying all over the place. The fabric is Dusty Road by Seraphim, which is a favorite of mine. And it is just so pretty. So on my birthday, I did get the motivation that night to sit down and stitch. And so I started in the middle because I did cut the fabric down, but I wanted to make sure everything was even. So I started in the middle, which I think was here, and went over. And so this is the start of one of the flower pots on the side. It just, I love the lightness of this fabric, and the model is stitched on, I want to say it's baked clay. Let me see. And in this book also, she has, let's see. Yes, the model is stitched on baked clay, which is definitely a lot darker than this. But I'm kind of liking the lighter fabric, which is part of, I loved the colors when they were showing the silks that they had converted, but I also love the lighter fabric, which is what kind of sold me on it. So in the book is the sampler, and then there's also, she charts just the verse as a pillow, and then there's no model, but there is a chart for this basket to do a pillow, and the dimensions are 59 by 57. So I'm not sure if that is enlarging this. I kind of think that it is, but it's also a chart for that too. There, like I said, there's no model, so I can't show that to you. But I'm going to get these silks that are not on cards because there are some dinky dyes and gum nuts in this conversion, and those come just like on a little piece of paper, so I need to put those on floss drops. So I will get back to this for sure. And that was my birthday start. And then the other chart that I got out and got motivated to work on, like I said, after I saw the new chart that Teresa Vanette released at the Quilter Station Retreat, which is, it's gorgeous. I got inspired to get out Kindness Makes Friends. And this is stitched on 36 count natural. And I decided to use 36 count Salty Lake, and it's by Count On Linen. And I wanted to make sure to make the most of my piece of fabric, so I do have only a 2-inch margin, which is fine. So I'm trying to get all the way to the other side because I do have, this is the edge here, so I need to get all the way over here. I have the house on the side. I don't know if you're gonna, you can see it. So what I'm doing, and I'm happy to give some of the colors as I go, but I'm also not completely sold on what I'm using. I have switched a few things up. I was going to completely brighten it to be very similar to Sarah, who is Stitchy Sarah Reads on Instagram, and on Flosstube, I believe she's Sarah's Stitchery. She finished this. She brightened it up. Her conversion is on Instagram. It's gorgeous. I was going to go really bright, and then after seeing the new piece from Teresa Vanette, I thought I might want to make the house look more kind of whitewashy. It's not going to look whitewashed exactly, but instead of this really dark or bright red, I'm using barn door, and if you can see, I tried to find the most variegated skein I had, and I might even find another variegated one to just give the bricks, and I'm just using the one color, but give the bricks like a really variegated brick look. I also, which it's very similar color, I switched Old Money to Dove, and then whatever this red was, I switched it to Cherry Cobbler. So I kind of, as I'm going, I'm either I like the color and I'm keeping it, or I'm switching it to slight, like staying in the same, like if it's red, I'm keeping it red, but then I might switch it up a little bit. So, but the chart is so pretty, and I love the alphabet at the top. My friend Carol Crago, when we went to the frame shop, which that should be, my framing should be done soon, she had this finished, and I'm pretty sure she stitched on, like using everything. We purchased these as kits. Pretty sure she used everything from the whole thing. Hers is gorgeous, which really inspired me to want to work on this. But it's fun, and it kind of, I just needed something that was going to pique my interest, be fun. I could fill in, I could pick it up. It would be easy to pick up and put down, because I just, like I said, I mean, there was a couple days that I had no interest in stitching, and that's very strange for me. So, but it's, I mean, all part of the grieving process, I guess. And I was very tired, and so I knew I needed something that was relaxing and easy to stitch on, and I kind of kept feeling like I wanted a new start, but the thought of it was kind of stressing me out. So when I saw the other Shakespeare's Peddler piece, it really got me motivated to get that out. All right, that is all my whips. Now I'm going to go backwards, and I have my notes on my phone, and tell you or show you my two finishes. I forgot about this. So one of my finishes was this needlepoint, and this is by Coco Frank, and I kind of have gotten inspired to do some needlepoint, and this is my finish. And this I actually purchased as a kit. I think if it's correct, it was from 2 years ago. I bought this as a kit after seeing Debbie from Snug Harbor Crafts. She had either bought this, or she was doing it, or I forget whatever the deal was. But she turned me on to Coco Frank. So I had ordered this. I had done nothing with it. It was sitting in my bag, or in my one of my bins. And I saw, and I'll show you in a minute, this much larger canvas. But I had seen this one canvas on, or I saw a canvas on a Facebook ad or something for this store that's in Winter Park, and it kind of got me motivated. So I pulled this out and got this done in a day and a half or something. It was very quick, which then when I told the people there that it it only took me that long to do it. They were like, you're really fast. And I thought, well, something little is not going to take me very long. So I had this to finish into an ornament or something, but it came with all of the floss. It was all kitted. And it also came with like a little guide as to how to do the stitch. And I even did, which I don't know if it's the right way or whatever, but I wanted to do like a fun specialty stitch on the white part. So it's not perfect, but I like how it is. So I got inspired to do that. Then I also had gotten inspired last week. I think I made this on Friday, maybe Thursday, Friday, I forget. I got inspired, and I don't have the box over here, to pull out Carrie Tiger Lily Design. I had her Starburst project bag kit from the Harvest Moon Hangout, which the Harvest Moon Hangout has still not happened. You still can sign up. It is not this weekend, but the following weekend. And you can still sign up for a PDF version of Carrie's class, and it is to make a project bag. And so I had the kit, and I decided to go a little, well, I knew I was going to use different fabric, and I will save that Halloween fabric and make something else with it, or I might make another bag just like it. But I knew I wanted to try something different, or like a different fabric, just because Carrie showed that bag already. She was showing other ones, and just to give some inspiration to show you that you can make the bag, and it doesn't, like the Halloween fabric, it's very cutesy. It's adorable fabric, but you don't have to use that fabric to make the bag. So all that being said, I made the bag with the new Blackbird Wild Orchid fabric. I love it. And she used a circle medallion in the middle. You do have to put something in the middle, because when you sew, these are like, it's done in quadrants, and when you sew them all together, there is a lot of bulk in the middle, and this kind of hides the bulk. So you do need to put something in the middle, because I thought, well, maybe I won't put anything in the middle, but you really do need the thing in the middle. And then I had some other color of the chenille, which she provides in the bag, or she provides if you're buying the PDF, which she doesn't have any more kits, but the PDF version, it has a whole list of everything you need. So she tells you the size of fabric you need to make the Starburst part. She shows you this, the backing, the lining, all that stuff. I had this double zipper. She also, and this is another difference, is I decided to not put the part at the top, and I just made it a top zipper bag, because I have been making top zipper bags, and I thought, well, that's another way to put my own spin on it. And then I didn't have enough of the same fabric, so I have a different piece here and here for the lining. I did also, to make mine, she uses... well, you can buy her thing to find out. I quilted my fabric on the front to something, and I used a different part on the back. I don't want to give too much away, because I want you to buy her pattern in her class. But when you're putting the bag together, you'll kind of understand, or I'm happy to share after the fact. But like I said, you can still buy the PDF version of the pattern. And she also mentions, Carrie, I'll put a link below to to sign up for Harvest Moon Hangout. And then once you purchase the ticket, you can buy the PDF for the class. She did say on her video or Instagram or something, I forget where now, that the PDF is only available at the Harvest Moon Hangout for the class. You can only get the pattern for the class. let me start over. You can only get the pattern for the bag at the Harvest Moon Hangout. It is going to be at least a year before the pattern is released. So if you want to make the bag, you have to sign up and get the pattern that way. You can't just get the pattern from her website. So, but this is, like I said, this is another version using the Blackbird fabric. She shows the Tilda Wallflower fabric, which I've said I think I'm going to have to copy that. It's so cute. She shows it in a rainbow. She shows a Christmas version. I mean, it's endless. And she has a template to make the Starburst, and she shows you in the pattern how you can replicate the template so you can make them over and over, and you don't have to have the special paper she provides to do that. So all of that about the bag. But it was really fun to make. It did take me a decent amount of time, but I think that was only because I had never made the bag before. This is like foundation paper piecing, which takes a little bit more time. It's at angles, so you kind of have to go slow. It's not like just putting some squares together, but it makes a really cool looking bag, and I definitely am going to make some more. I think they're really, really fun. So I highly recommend that. Okay. I forgot to bring this upstairs, but I did manage to finally figure out how to make a granny square. I have tried endlessly to watch YouTube videos on how to make a crocheted granny square, and every time I would do it, I could not get the start of it. But since I have been watching multiple videos, I finally figured it out, and I'm going to have to bring it up next time because I forgot the whole basket downstairs with my crochet. But I did manage to figure out how to crochet the granny square. And I'm going to put a photo right here of a blanket that I really want to make they're more in like a diamond shape. And I have made that shape as well. And I think that is the pattern, or that's the blanket that I would like to make next. I have yet to complete anything, but I really want to work on this blanket. So we'll see. But I'm really proud of myself for figuring that out because I was driving me crazy that I could not do it. And I think that's what was frustrating me, is that normally I catch on to things very quickly. Anything artistic, it comes very easily to me, and I was just having the hardest time trying to figure out what to do. And I watched Lori Holt's videos. I watched multiple other videos. I did find someone, and if I remember, I'll put a link below, that really I watched that video and it clicked, and I was able to really see what she was doing with her hands and where she was putting the crochet hook. So that really helped me. All right, so that was that. Now, I did want to show two quilts since I'm kind of in the mood for quilting. I also, going back to Tiger Lily, she's taking over. She is offering a quilt along. I believe her videos are being posted in her Patreon. She has a free level and she has a $5 level. I don't remember, and I should have written this down. If you have to be a $5 member or you can be a free member to participate in her quilt along. She is making a quilt, or we're making a quilt. I ordered the kit from her because I loved the fabric. It's laundry basket quilts, I believe, and it's blue and white sewing something bird. It's really pretty. I ordered that from her. It should be coming soon. The quilt along starts August 1st. It's making churn dash blocks, and they're like opposites. So some have a white background with a blue churn dash, and some have a blue background with a white churn dash. So I'm very excited to, I really think I can accomplish this. So I'm excited for that. And then I'll show you in a minute too, from in my haul, I got in some new fabric that I'm dying to sew with, but I wanted to show it first. So before I do that, I did want to show two of my quilts. And these are, I mean, they're really all of our families, but these are my two favorites. This is actually, I might have made a baby quilt before I made this one, but this is the first large size quilt that I ever made. And this is still, I think it is my favorite. All it is 5-inch squares sewn together. And it's really special because I bought the fabric from a friend, and the friend, if anybody knows who Jenny Massini is, who is, what is her Instagram? CCGG or GGCC. It's her daughter. And I was friends with her in college, and that's who I bought this fabric from. And so, and then after I was friends with her and bought it, and then realized that her mom cross-stitched, and that I knew who she was and have become friends with her. So it's just, it is a small world. And this is the back, and I did have to piece the ships in the middle because my backing fabric wasn't big enough, but this is just a pink polka dot. But I love pink and blue, and it's just so fun. And my husband and I, we used this quilt when we took our engagement pictures. And so it's just really special. Then I made a lot of baby quilts. This was the first and probably the only very intricate quilt I made. And there's no way to show this entire thing. But this was a class at the my local quilt shop, which is no longer there because the owners moved to Tennessee, which was very sad because I loved that place. Very bright, very cheery, and the first one wasn't, but a lot of my quilts, I like to put the minky fabric on the back. It's so soft. And one of my favorite bindings to use is a black and white stripe. And this is actually the binding that it came with. This was a class and a kit, and it came with the black and white. But I just think it's so fun with the bright fabrics, and then you have the black and white binding. And I do not know who made this fabric. If you know, feel free to leave it in the comments. But it's huge. It's like one of my favorite ones to use on the couch. But I feel like there's no good way. And it repeats that the whole quilt is just a bunch of crossover. So I'm excited to try to get back into some quilting. And let me show you if I can pick this box up, which is very heavy. This was my special Happy Mail, and I forget when this came, but I was over the moon excited. I think it might have come on Tuesday. Excited to get, this is the Tilda Merry Christmas fabric, and I got a couple of the fat quarter bundles and the blenders. And I have seen multiple places posting that they have this fabric in. And I also got some charm packs. So my plan is to make, there is a quilt. That box is very heavy. Let me see if I can pull the picture up really quick. there is a quilt on the Tilda. The pattern is through Tilda. I think I am going to, let me see. I thought I took a picture of it. Oh, here we go. I am going to, I'm going to make the stars as best I can to match, and then we'll see about the sashing. But this is the quilt. There's a free pattern in the Greenway, which I really like it, the Greenway. And there's also, this is the red one. I really, really like that to make. So I'm trying my hardest to get that started. I will say that with the sorry. I will say that I can't think. I'm getting text message from my husband trying to figure this out. So I will say in that quilt pattern, they do also use the Creating Memories line from Tilda and a couple of the other lines. So I do have some Creative Memories bits and pieces from my Fat Quarter bundles, and I'm going to try to mimic the quilt as best I can, but we'll see. So that is that, but that's on my list. So that quilt, and then the Churn Dash Quilt Along with Carrie, that starts October 1st, and I already mentioned some of the other quilt projects. So hopefully I can get in a groove and get things moving on those projects. I also pulled, this is kind of going into plans, and then I'll show haul. I pulled this was haul, I don't remember. I bought this pattern. This is from Brenda Gervais. It's so cute. And so I pulled the fabric is doubloon. I pulled Heartland, and then these are the colors. And I thought, I was just trying to find fun, easy projects to work on. No pressure. If I don't finish them to display, it's not a big deal, because I'm trying to not put any pressure on myself in this time of just trying to get back into the swing of things. And I just want to have fun doing my crafting. And so I thought this would be really fun. It would be a good little, it's a sewing roll if you make it how she has it, and it has like a pocket in here. Thought that would just be really fun to have with my fall Halloween stitching things. I could put my scissors in there or whatever. So I have that in my Blackbird bag, and I would like to get that started. I'm waiting for this to come, but my new start for Sampler September / I want to start it at the Stitch Florida retreat, which is hosted by Alicia the Fanciful Flamingo and Annie the Proper Stitcher. And it's one of Annie's new charts, and I think I talked about it last time, but it's Anne Speakman 1840. And something about that sampler, I loved it. And so I'm getting that, and I'm going to either use the silks she used or convert it to Belle Soie. So I'm waiting to get the chart to decide. And I might leave some, I think it's Soie d'Auger. I might leave some Soie d'Auger and then convert some to Belle Soie. We'll see. But that's my big one. And I need to also figure out the fabric, which I don't know where I put it, but I found a piece Actually, that could work. We'll see. I'm still undecided on the fabric. I don't think I have the called for, which is like Earl or Hot Earl Grey or Earl Grey Hot or something like that from the Lap and Loops. But that's okay because I have a lot of fabric. And I was able, let me go this way, in my drawers back here and over in these pink things, I was able to organize my fabric. I have them in separate bins by dyer, and now I can actually find the fabric that I'm looking for. So I was very excited to get that organized. I did that a couple weeks ago, and when I've gone looking for things to kit, it's been so much easier to kit. So I'm excited to find fabric for that and get that started. And I'll probably wait to start that when I get to the retreat. And my thought process was also, unless I get on a roll on kindness makes friends, I might save the majority, like kind of get the house ready to fill in and then save that to fill in at the retreat. And I also have my American sampler that I showed last video. That is ready for some fill-in. So just trying to bring some fill-in projects to the retreat because I have high ambitions and lofty goals going to a retreat. And I feel like I have a hard time stitching and talking. And then if I'm talking, I could fill in, but trying to count and things, that doesn't ever work. So I'm trying to think of things to bring that I can actually get something accomplished. So, and if I don't get anything accomplished, that's also fine. I'm trying to just, whatever gets done, gets done. All right, let me show you the haul that I have. So, a few things, and I'm just going to pull them out of the basket. I ordered some of the new Color and Cotton limited edition, and they are really pretty, and I'm going to show you. Some of these I ordered multiples of because the limited edition colors, a lot of times they sell out and then you can't get them again. And from the pictures, I was like, I think I'm really going to like these colors. So this is called Rust Belt, and I almost used this to fill that house in. Oyster. This is a really pretty, like, green kind of color. Looking Glass. It's like a gray blue. Pharaoh. Everglades. Circus. Cyrus. Chalkboard, bok choy. Green I'm very weird about. Like, I need the green to be the right shade of green. Barracuda. This is really pretty. This kind of reminds me of Wintertide a little bit. I do not know how to say this one. This is like a gray. Then Acropolis and Shoreline. So very, very pretty. And they're all kind of like a little bit muted-ish, but that's good for fall stitching. And then in that package, where did that one go? There was also, I don't know where it is. I think I had the, maybe I already put it away. I had gotten a pre-order of a fabric. I don't know where it is now. All right, this I got from Simply Stitching Ocala. I don't know, Jody, if she has any more of this, but Fox and Rabbit, she had 36 count eucalyptus, and she had 36 count winter wren. So I purchased those from her shop, and she also sent me, which I have yet to make any socks, I have yet to even try to make socks. She made this sock journal, and this is on Amazon, and I have one of these to give away today as well. But it's similar to like the stitching journal, and I think she has those too. But it gives you a place to put all the information for your projects. So if you are a knitter, a sock knitter in particular, this will be as part of the giveaway. She sent one for me, and then she sent one to give away. And she always has great things she adds in my packages to give away, and I really appreciate that. I also, what is this? Okay, I remember now. So that squirrel needle roll thing, that was from Brenda Gervais' website, which is Country Stitches Online. And so I also had ordered this needle minder. I ordered Mary Holly Berries. I ordered PA Dutch Pin Keeps. Oxtober Feast. And Pin and Feathers. And these were all ones that I surprisingly did not have. But I ordered those straight from Brenda's website. And this was from, I am in A Little Help from Our Friends Stitching Circle. And this is by Heart and Hand. And this was the kit we got, Live Gently. So cute. So it comes all kitted up. Love that. Trying not to lose anything. This is Grace Notes, the fabric of the month. And I get 40 count. This is the one I was thinking maybe this would be good for Annie's piece. It is called Afternoon Tea. It's really pretty. It has lots of modeling on it. So I'm not sure, and I don't know if I want to use 40 count either. We'll see. But that is pretty. This is my impatience and your benefit. I had spoke about this last time, is that I was getting impatient about the Brenda Gervais pieces, and my LNS already had gotten them in stock, and so I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and pick them up from her. So I had also pre-ordered them from Chantel. So you will get, these will be part of the giveaway. Quaker Snippets, and this is the special board she made, and the board is called Thread Mark. And the reason is because on the back of the board, she has the With Thy Needle and Thread logo etched in the back. And so this specific piece, which is called Thread Mark, if you stitch this on 40 count, maybe 36 it will fit, because you can see a little bit. So 36 or 4, this is stitched on 40. It will fit on here, and super cute. So the board I'm not giving away because I need that. I will be giving this away. And I also had got Autumn Trio. So another lucky person will get to win that. And I'll talk about the giveaways at the end, but just if you're interested in those, stay tuned till the end. But that's okay. When I bought them, I knew I could use the other ones as giveaways, and I like to give back to those who are watching. So I also got, I am in this club, which this is Z, so I'm pretty sure this is the last. This is the stitch cards from Lori Holt. She has from A to Z, These are really cute. I really like the tomato pincushion. So those came. This was a sweet, I'll save that for a second. That was a sweet little gift. I also purchased from the Stitchery a embroidery kit, and this one is Checking the List. And let me see. It came like this. It's so pretty. I undid it, and then I'm like, I gotta put this back together because it's just so pretty. This is what it looks like. I was watching Sean Periwinkle, which I'm sure everyone who watches her cannot resist when she shows her embroidery, but I decided to order this one, and I also ordered the one that goes with it because I thought this is so cute and my kids would just love it. It's really, really pretty. So here's a little bit better. These are like in the elf series, so the little elves are decorating. I thought it was so cute. So I'm excited to get that out at some point, probably closer to Christmas. I also had pre-ordered the lights from Fat Quarter Shop. This is Kimberly's light and Lori's light. And I pre-ordered both of them. It was like a pack, and I figured I could keep one upstairs and one downstairs. I was already trying them out. It provides a very good light. You put it around your neck, and then you can turn. It's probably going to be bright. Yep. Turn this on, move it around to be closer down to your stitching. So if specifically I was thinking at a retreat, or I have yet to do it, but in my bed, my light is not the best in my bedroom, but I don't necessarily want my magnifier, so I thought that this might be a really good solution. So I had pre-ordered those, so those came. Now I can get those, put those to use. I also ordered some, this was from Shabby Fabrics. I found both of these. The natural one I originally found on Amazon, and I don't remember now if I found it again or I ordered them both from here because I wanted the black one too. But I have used this natural measuring tape, twill tape, for so many things. And I had a little bit of black from Lady Dot Creates, but I thought, I bet I can find a whole roll of that. I love Lois's trims, but I just felt like I can probably buy an entire an entire rolls from somewhere. So I found both of these. This is called Antique Ruler Black White Print Twill. It's 25 yards, and they're from Shabby Fabrics. And I have already used this I've already used a roll of 25 yards. So if you like either of these, buying it this way, you will find uses for it. And I had made my friend a stitching case with Tula Pink bright fabric, and I love adding black and white to the bright fabrics, just like that binding on the quilt, and I used this inside it, and it just looks really cool. I think it's the major contrast. It's really pretty. So, and with that, they sent me, I think this is a customer, I don't know, it's a pattern. So, but I love that twill tape. So I'm sure you will see some things. And this is the color in cotton. I had ordered bronze medium. So this came when I got the limited edition floss. And then I ordered from the Primitive Needle this, which is hollow sampler. I think this is so cute. And that was a PDF. And then from Legacy Fiber Arts, which I believe, oh, this is the DK weight. So I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but I thought it was fun. It's called Fancy Nancy. It's very variegated. I thought it'd be fun to make something, I don't know what. So I definitely went down the yarn buying rabbit hole. I'm trying really hard to rein it in, but it's a little hard. So we'll see. I also, with my order from the attic, when I ordered the conversion for Goodness and Mercy, I had ordered the attic chalkboard, which is designed by Mrs. Flossie Amy. And she drew this and charted it. And then this is a picture of, and she talks, this is like the story. She talks about this on one of her videos too. So when she first started working there, this is what she drew. And then she had every intention of switching them out. And once she drew the sampler version, Jean told her she could not erase it. So she left it. And here's a picture of our beloved Jean. And I have yet to make it to the attic. It is on my bucket list, but I thought this would be just a fun sampler to have and put it in my room or in here. It's just really fun. And so I did get some fabric with it. This is Tabby Cat Windsor Castle is what they kitted with it. And then Amy, I actually talked to her on the phone when I was paying, and she said she was using... I don't even know if she has it in here. She was just using a white. Oh, let's see. Tabby Cat Windsor Castle, and she's using Dinky Dyes Natural. So I have a ton of Belle Soie. I will probably just pull some Belle Soie. But if you want to see it in process, Amy, Mrs. Flossie, I'm pretty sure she showed it on her last Flosstube. And one other haul, and then I'll show you the needlepoint canvases I got too. I left one of my baskets downstairs, and I'll bring that next time. But I was able to get from Old Reed Baskets, I was able to get another basket from her, and I want to put my knitting or crochet or something in here. And then she sent this cute one. This is with like a little bit of a blue on the outside. I love that. I love this basket so much. And this is who it is. She is in Canada, and her name is Christine. She's so nice, and she is trying to figure out how to make it possible to be continuing to ship to the U.S. So I know with the tariffs and all of the craziness in that these shops, small shops who are overseas or in other countries are trying so hard to figure out how to still make it possible, because I mean, I enjoy purchasing from them, but it's just to get the products, the tariffs are very expensive. So hopefully, I mean, we're not going to get into politics, but I really hope that there can be some kind of a solution so that these shops we can still order from and get the things, and it's not, I don't know. But, so that is my last, so all that to be said, we worked and figured out how to get this. So, and I know there are other shops like Hands Across the Sea. They have figured out a way. Who is Roxy Flossco and Evertote? I think they have some type of solution. So there are still shops outside of the U.S. that are figuring out solutions to send things. So keep shopping. Keep spending your money. But, okay, I have one. Told you I would be all over the place. So this is the needlepoint canvas that got me into wanting to try needlepoint again. Is I saw this and I fell in love. This is huge, but it is so pretty. So when I went to the store, The owner, she said how she is finishing it because this is the 13 count. The other one was 18 count. But the store is called Novella Needlepoint, and it's in Winter Park, Florida. And so the owner is going to turn this into a shaped pillow. And I thought, what a fun way to use bright colors, because I love bright colors. But if you see in my cross stitching, a lot of my stitching is very prim and muted. And I like that for the everyday decor in my house. But I do enjoy bright colors. And so I'm kind of dabbling in some needlepoint. I'm not going overboard, at least for now. I always say that, and then next thing you know, I've run with it. But I felt like using some brighter colors in the needlepoint. That was a way to use bright colors and kind of have a different look than my cross stitch. So I thought that was fun. So I bought that, and then the other one is downstairs, but it's like a luggage tag that says MCO, which is the Orlando Airport, and just like a fun other type of thing. And this I might make into an ornament, and then when I decorate my tree for Christmas, I'll probably put it up here. Or if I get into some more ornaments type of things like this, I might make a separate tree upstairs for my kids or something like that. So we'll see. But I'm really excited about that Florida needlepoint to do. I also received a little happy mail from another sweet friend. She was at the attic retreat, and so this was my birthday present, and she got me the new Plum Street charts. And I love these. I don't know which one I want to start first, but I'm going right along with all of the patriotic, and I am still in the patriotic mood. And then she also got me, which I love, these from 5 Times Blessed, Strawberry and Sampler Lover, which I love. Nancy Mills 5 Times Blessed. All of her charms are awesome. That was my sweet little present, which I appreciate and thank. All right. So that is, I have one more thing to share before I do giveaways. I did get a little box from Fat Quarter Shop. They sent to keep and or share. So some of these I will be using as giveaways. This I will be keeping. These are like their Alphaclippies, and these are Alphaclippies. So they're the Alphaclippies, except I just got this, so I haven't even opened it. They are clips. I love it. So I will be sure to be using this. I love the Alphaclippies, and they're in a mason jar. I have the pink and the blue ones, and they come in handy. This has 26 letters and 10 numbers. So I will link this below to go to Fat Quarter Shop. They also sent this board, which I purchased it's the magnetic board. I purchased the whole set, so it came with the clips, the board, the stand, and I have been using that for my stitching stand. This is just the board, but they show it where you can do needle minders on it. You can just put your chart there. This board I would highly recommend if you're looking for a magnetic board. It's cute and very functional. So I will be keeping that. These are the stitch cards, which I already got, so I'll use those in the giveaways. This is the new Quilt Star House. What I love most about my home is who I share it with. This is from Lori. We also have a couple new of their seed packets. Oops. Both of these. And then Bushel and Peck's quilt pattern. And these are so cute. These are their Be Sweet Ornaments, and they made them into hexagons. And I believe, let's see. Yes, all of the, so they mounted them on these 4-inch hexagon wooden display pieces and hexagon mounting boards, trim, the different color trims. So they have all of the items to make these at Fat Quarter Shop. So I'll put a link to, where did that paper go? Here we go. I'll put a link to all of these in the description box. Yeah, they don't tell me that link, but I'll put the link to this in there because I think those are really cute and different. So that is my video for this week. I have the winners from last week's giveaway, and then I have a couple things for this week's giveaway. So if you are a winner, please send me an email to sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com with your name, your address, and then what you won. And I'll get these in the mail to you as soon as I can. Hopefully it's before next video. Everything has gone out that I've been contacted about now. I got a little behind, and I'm making no promises, but I try to get them out as quick as I can. So, number 1, it was the 3 Scary Apothecary and some Color and Cotton Floss. The winner is Southern Louisiana Stitcher. Number 2, the JBW Ornament Book, and the winner is Lisa Schwartz. Number 3 was Margaret Doyle. The winner is House Museum Stitcher. And the last one was the 3 quilt patterns. And the winner is Joan. And your last name is Neligan. Neligan, I believe. So if one of those is you, please send me an email with your name, address, and what you want, and I will get those in the mail to you. So, and if you are in the mood, in the need, whatever, for a recipe for an appetizer, go to the comments from last video, which I think was 119, and there are some good looking ideas. So if you're looking for something fun to make for football or to bring to a party, go back and check those out. There were some really good looking recipes. For this week, you can just leave whatever comment. I don't have a specific question, but I do have a few things. You do need to be a subscriber, like the video, and comment, and be over 18 because I do have to ask for your address, and I do ask for now you please live in the U.S. So the giveaways for this week are number 1 is Be in My Bonnet, the stitch cards. So this is number 1, and you're going to use the number if you're commenting. So you leave a comment and then put the numbers. Number 2 is going to be Quaker Snippets 1. This is number 2. Number 3 is Autumn Trio. And number 4 is the Sock Journal by Jody. And this is number 4. So thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you're here till the end, thank you for watching. And I should, as long as nothing happens in the next week, which knock on wood, I am not anticipating anything happening. I will be back next week, and I hope you get a lot of stitching in, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.